It is the end of July, and of course that means talking about the books that I want to read during the month of August. So hi and welcome back, my fellow fantasy book lovers, or if you're new here, hi and welcome. My name is Kathy. I'm a goth girl from Belgium who loves to read fantasy books. In today's video, I want to quickly talk about the books that I want to read during the month of August. Now, if you've been around here for longer, you may have noticed that I've stopped doing themed months in terms of like vampires, werewolves, romantasy, but I try to have like a themed or at least like a general guideline for the books that I want to read, because currently I have almost 200 books that I want to read and not enough time to read them all this year, so I need to prioritize. Last month I focused on 2024 releases, and it was actually a lot of fun to just read new books, and of course in one of my next videos I will be talking about 2024 releases that I loved as well. But for the month of August, I want to focus on getting a few books of my physical TBR read, because my bookshelves are full. Like, not these are all the books that I have read and love and I'm keeping, but the bookshelf that I have in the living room, where there's way too much sunlight currently to actually record, is my physical TBR. And for the month of August, I want all of the books that I read to be from my physical TBR, so from my physical bookshelves. It's not really that hard because there's a lot in there, but still it's going to be like a little bit of a challenge to just get rid of books from there. Well, not getting rid, but like moving them from there to here in my shelves. And I quickly want to mention the books that I have written down as like my focus for this month, like the books that I really want to read. First and foremost, I want to read Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. I have put a poll up on my community tab a while ago asking which book out of a list you wanted me to read first. So it has become my #1 priority for August. I need to finish this book. So Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. Then there's also the 2 Victor Dixen books that I have recently purchased. This is actually a vampire series called Vampria, and it is based on the 18th century and Louis XIV, if I'm not mistaken. So it is like very like the peak vampire era, if you ask me. There's 2 books that have recently been translated to English. The author is originally French. They have been translated to Dutch, which is my native language, and I also read in French, but I prefer to read in English. So now I have the English books. So it is Court of Shadows and Court of Miracles, and I have been wanting to read them, but somehow I keep pushing them aside for another book, but this month I really would love to read those. Up next is also the Book of Azrael. This is a book by Nicole. This is one of my 5-star reading predictions, and it has been everywhere, and I just keep seeing it on my socials, and I really want to start reading it. Up next is a book that contains several short stories. It is Vampires Never Get Old, and I think this speaks for itself. This will probably be a palate cleanser in between other books, because this is all just very short stories, one after the other. And then I have Liani Taylor's Strange the Dreamer. Again, one of my 5-star reading predictions that I still haven't gotten around to reading for some reason. This is a duology. You have Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares, and I really want to read them. They are like this archaeological fantasy, if I'm not mistaken, and I love the books of Liani Taylor. Whenever I was younger, I actually read the Daughter of Smoke and Bone books before, or at least the first one. I remember the first one vividly and I absolutely loved it, so I'm very curious to see if I still love their writing style. And then finally, the start of a series that has been recommended to me over and over. It is the J.R. Ward Dark Lover book, and it is the start of a series that is apparently a lot of books long. This is actually something that is very comparable to the Anita Blake series, apparently by Laurel K. Hamilton, which I used to read when I was younger, then picked up again and didn't enjoy them as much. So I hope this series will be a lot better. And one of the reasons that I want to clear out my shelves a little bit is that I have a taxidermy bat, and that bat has currently been shoved in the bookcase, like underneath in the compartment where it's safe, but I want to put it on display again. However, my books take up so much space that I don't have anywhere to put said bat frame, and I really want it back in my shelves. So that is a goal that I'm aiming towards. I want towards September, I hopefully want to be able to put my bat back on the shelves, which means I have to read about 6 to 8 books, depending how thick they are and how much space I can squeeze in somewhere else. And then of course I have to stop buying new books as well, because those take up place too. Feel free to let me know in a comment down below what are your reading plans for August, and if you have read one of these books, which one did you really enjoy and which one would you recommend most to me? I would love to know. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I make new videos every week and would love to have you for every single one of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye!